whether equal protection under the law actually applies to industries. It certainly applies to individuals. But the fact that games have been recognized as artistic speech, just like movies and books, is going to go a long way to at least making sure that any restrictions that they try to apply to games, they're going to be forced to apply to the film industry. And trust me, the lobby of the film industry's got way more dough and way more whack than we do. They know how to give the political campaigns. They know how to make things work. And then, you know, the fact that they say games sell more than movies is BS. Games sell more than initial theatrical releases in North America.
Domestic box office.
Yeah, films make way more. You know, the film industry, because of the way they know how to fully exploit their IPs across multiple platforms, makes easily, you know, 10 to 20 times what the heck the dog food industry makes more than the game industry does in reality. So, you know, it's still a small industry. We're still new. We're still learning our chops. But there's some really good people who are focused on doing this, and it's not an easy task. Getting access to legislators without bribing the hell out of, without making substantial contributions is always been
difficult. With regard to the New York legislation, the ECA addressed it pretty well in the Friday panel on policy, and I think we kind of left it unresolved, but they had hinted that it was very likely going to be challenged.
Oh, it'll be challenged.
Oh, it'll be challenged.
I meant by them.
Yeah, well, either they will or ESA will.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Hi, my lobby questions got snapped up, so I had to come up with something on the fly.
That's how we're doing this side.
Right now, I'm actually a second-year law student at Georgia State, and I was very interested in this area of the law. I was wondering if there was any suggestion you might have on electives that I should take that would help.
IP.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what I did. I don't know if anybody else has ever done this. I took 2 courses in negotiation when I was in law school. Depends on what you want to do. You know, a lot of what I do is, you know, licensing, contract work, negotiations. You know, those are all important. The other way you can distinguish yourself is not in law school, but here. You know, learning as much as you can about the industry. You know, reading these blogs like theirs. Don't read my blog. My blog's personal, but you can read my articles. But I think that there's a lot of information, and also, you know, doing things like finding your local IGDA chapter there and going meeting developers, hang out with them, talk with them, drink with them, don't drink with them, smoke with them, whatever you do. But, you know, the idea being, you know, I'm in the industry because, number one, I love games. I don't want to do anything else. And I'm enough of a spoiled brat that I just don't do what I don't want to do anymore. But it's also because of the personal relationships I have with people who make games. You know, my clients are my best friends. I deal with them every day. I talk to them every day. We're on video conferences. We hang out. When we get together, we just, you know, it's like, you know, being with family. And so develop relationships like that, because to me, that's what it's about. I admit, you know, I don't crank out the number of billables like Ross does in a big firm. I was in a big firm. I don't do that anymore. But I also cut my overhead down to the bone, so I don't need to.
I mean, from my perspective, well, not everyone's a law student. I'll tell you what, stop by afterwards. I'll chat with you about law school.